Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KFWF Radio featuring weird news and trivia. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me I have Greg. Say hello, Greg.
Hey, how's it going? This is Greg Rack here over in North California.
And with me is Dan Shine as well.
Hello, Ozzy. I'm live here from Atlanta.
And, as always, we have producer Todd.
I guess since we're saying cities, I'm on the other side of Anaheim.
No. You're in Buena Park. This is, this is malarkey, if you will, garbage. That's considered Anaheim. It's Buena Park. I'm closer to Knott's Berry Farm than I am to you. That's Buena Park. Moving on. All right. Now we got the pleasantries out of the way.
I'm closer to Knott's Berry Farm than you.
No, but what I mean is Knott's Berry Farm stands between us. So if Knott's Berry Farm stands between us, I'm closer to, I have to pass Knott's Berry Farm to get to you. If I have to pass Knott's Berry Farm to get on the other side of Knott's Berry Farm to get to you, that means you're in Buena Park. It's science. Unfortunately, we don't have a science question tonight. But before we get to the question, I did mention weird news. First story I want to talk about happened 2 weeks ago in Gallup, New Mexico, where an officer was filing a report at someone's home about 2 TVs being stolen the previous night. As the officer was filing out the report, the culprit, aged 24, arrived at that same house with the stolen TVs. And he told the officer, "I'm sorry, I was really drunk last night. And I woke up this morning with these 2 TVs in my room." He was arrested, and he's been released on a $1,500 bond. Now, here's the thing. I mean, for me, moving a TV is like it's one of my top 10 things I don't want to do ever, because it's the unplugging. You got to unhook it from the wall, or even if they had it on a stand. I mean, just the amount of cables. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, they're flat. Everything's flat screen now, so they're not as heavy, but it still seems a tough thing to do if you were drunk. I mean, I'm assuming they were reasonably sized TVs, so yeah, I don't know if I'm buying the drunk thing. It sounds more like a drug thing to me.
I get creative when I'm drunk and do rearranging, and so.
And throw beer cans at people and start chanting at them. No, I understand. Greg, what do you think about this?
I mean, I've woken up several times and looked at, the aftermath of a party and thought, I have no clue how this happened. I have no recollection what happened that night. And I'm just surprised. So it's plausible.
Okay, to be fair, because I recall some of these nights. And at the same time, the only thing I could recall were tube TVs in the area, because this was a long time ago. Like big, giant tube TVs, right?
CRT.
So I think if anybody was drunk trying to just carry one of those, they would just try for like the first 3 minutes and give up. Like, even looking at those old school tube TVs, you had to move one of those things just from one room to another. Nobody wants to do that. They would just rather leave it there unplugged and use it as a shelf.
Yeah.
Dan?
I'm assuming they're tube TVs, though, that this guy stole.
I guess if you really need a TV. Two? Dan, what do you think? You're thinking of something. What do you think?
Right now, I hear him groaning.
It depends. It depends who it is. I mean, if you can take out Brock Lesnar with a bunch of Superman punches, you can probably haul those TVs out pretty easy. It just depends.
Brock Lesnar has 2 freaking moves. Let's not get started on.
This isn't going to be a wrestling conversation. This isn't. We got a whole nother show.
He was trying to get you going with the Superman.
No, I understand. Okay,
God.
For those that are listening and don't understand, I have a certain resemblance to a particular wrestler by the name of Roman Reigns. Yeah. Okay.
Different.
You can Google him. I'm older, so he actually looks like me. So that's I think that's also science. But I think we pretty much said all we need to say about this story, unless you guys wanted to add anything.
No, I mean, it could happen. I guess you also have the plastic handles, so I could see you carrying it out relatively easily.
But showing up at the very moment that the officer's filing a report, I think somebody called the dude and be like, "Hey, you got to take those two TVs back. He actually thought you stole them." I guarantee that's what happened. And then in terms of this $1,500 bond, I don't know. I mean, something smells whatever. But you know, it's stupid stuff. So, you guys ready for the first question?
Yes.
Okay, in the category of movies, what is the title of the 1989 film that used the advertising slogan, "History is about to be rewritten by two guys who can't spell"? Once again, what is the title of the 1989 film that used the advertising slogan, "History is about to be rewritten by two guys who can't spell"? We'll be back in a few minutes with the answer.
They told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear. The fire's in their eyes and their words are really clear. So beat it, just beat it. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see no blood, don't be a macho man. You wanna be tough, better do what you can. So beat it, but you wanna be bad, just beat it. Beat it, no one wants to beat it, beat it. Show how funky, strong is your fight. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it. Just beat it, just beat it, just beat it. They're out to get you, better leave while you can. Don't wanna be a boy, you wanna be a man. You wanna stay alive, better do what you can. So beat it, just beat it. You have to show them that you're really not scared. You're playing with your life, this ain't no truth or dare. They'll kick you, then they beat you, then they'll tell you it's fair. So beat it, but you wanna be bad, just beat it. Beat it, no one wants to beat it, beat it. Show how funky, strong is your fight. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it. Beat it, no one wants to beat it, beat it. Show how funky, strong is your fight. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right, just beat it, beat it, beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it.
What is the title of the 1989 film that used the advertising slogan, "History is about to be rewritten by two guys who can't spell"? Todd, Greg, Dan, you guys have any guesses?
I definitely do, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around how the song connects.
Okay,
I'm
good.
right there
I like
with
it.
you.
Excellent. Like it. Dan?
I don't know about the song, but I think I know the movie.
Okay, here we go. Check this out. So the song, Michael Jackson's Beat It, right? Because if you take the word beat, you have the letters B-E-A-T, which can be rearranged for B-T-E-A, for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, I remember the poster art.
Okay, well, so you guys, your guesses were correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just not
yeah.
a fan of the song choice.
No,
That's kind of garbagey. And we all know what garbage can mean.
No,
No, but
It
I mean,
was
like,
a
in a
thriller
good
of
way.
a choice.
Oh, there it is.
What? You want to be starting something, Ozzy? You want to go there? Sorry.
Hey, man, I'm just
I got-
trying to be a pretty young thing, doing my thing, all right?
Wow, I think you got to look the man in the mirror, man.
Oh.
maybe beat it after that.
Oh, we just hit that, man. Man, you're bad. You're really bad. All right. So, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure being the answer, but now next up is the story. This one comes from Wichita Falls, Texas. Now, this is so fascinating for me because it's two incidents in one Wichita Falls, Texas Walmart. It's about two people getting banned within a 6-month window. I love it. The first happened in January where police were called to a parking lot, to the Walmart parking lot, because there was an individual driving around in one of the electric carts. I don't know their actual terms. Like, you see them in Disneyland all the time. Right, they're riding electric scooters or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were drinking something out of a can. Now, it wasn't Pringles, which I totally advocate for. I don't think anybody should shove their fist into a can of Pringles. You can drink that. That's okay. It was a liquid. It was wine. Now, let me make sure. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying there's a bottle of wine in the can. I mean, she poured wine into the can of Pringles and took it to the Walmart and then drank the wine out of the Walmart driving around. That was the first case of the lady getting banned, right? Then in June, same year, 2019, same Walmart, somebody had picked up a cake, and as they were shopping, consumed half of it. And when they went to pay, they refused to pay full price.
Well, it
The
was
police needed to be called. The police needed to be called. The police were called, and she was banned from that. Hearing somebody's banned from Walmart, I mean, I've been kicked out of Walmart thanks to a Mr. individual known by the name of Nicholas Vento by being so loud after being drunk. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Being so loud in a Walmart. It happened one time. It's okay. It was close to a Marie Callender's. We needed to walk around. But we've been kicked out of a Walmart. That's fine. But banned? Holy cow. And then 2 bannings in one 6-month period. Now, here's what will blow my mind. And, I mean, tell me if you guys agree. Do you think this is, like, understating how many people get banned from Walmart? Do you think there's more people that get banned from Walmart? What do you guys think?
I feel like you've got to do something pretty terrible to get banned from Walmart, so I'm kind of curious what you actually did.
Oh, no. Okay. Me getting kicked out of Walmart was because my buddy was just too loud after being drunk.
Yeah, but he must have been saying some pretty bad stuff.
No, trust me. If you knew, I mean,
I can attest.
Yeah,
I can understand it.
It doesn't need to be it's not the content in a store, it's the volume at which you're saying your content that will get you kicked out. I think it went more along the lines of like, oh man, these prices are so cheap. So, I unfortunately being with that individual, kicked out of Walmart, So, I understand kicked out of Walmart. Banned? Man, that's insane.
I'm actually surprised that just the drinking was enough to get somebody banned. And, with the Pringles can, I mean, sometimes it's at least understandable to maybe drink those last bits of the Pringles, so it's at least, credible to be like, this person may actually be just getting the last bit of the Pringles, at the bottom of the can. But I just don't understand. I've seen things at Walmart. I've seen some bad things at Walmart. So the fact that, just drinking got somebody banned, I'm actually quite surprised.
Now, I think what's the trick here is when you drink the tail end of a Pringles can, you tip it up, and, you tip it up to a certain angle because, there's only those last bit of crisps left. It's not going to get all over your face. When you're drinking wine, that or any liquid, it's going to have a different type of weight to it, unless you're like at the very end of it. And I doubt anybody's going to oh man, I'm genuinely nauseous over hearing somebody like potentially chugging wine out of a Pringles can.
Okay, well, no. See, here's the thing. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One, I'm not going to make the obvious joke Ozzy and Pringles cans because, sometimes you got to let the ones at the bottom go.
Oh, God.
But, okay, now was it did they pour the wine in the Pringles can?
Yeah.
Or did they have the bottle of wine in the Pringles can? Okay.
Wine was in the can.
No. I understand that, but I didn't know if the bottle was stuck into the can.
No.
Okay.
No. Like, this person, I don't have any glasses. Let me use this can of Pringles. This empty can of Pringles.
You never know. It may give the wine the proper aroma. I mean...
See, that's what makes me nauseous. It's potato chip, salty, greasy aroma mixed with wine.
What if they washed it up?
It reminds me of New Year's, the year 2000. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, if you remember that year, you weren't doing it right.
I remember bits and pieces. Actually, I more remember the day after.
Okay.
Because the day after, I don't know if you guys remember this, there was a guy it was a Geico commercial where this guy belched the alphabet. You guys ever see that commercial?
Probably,
Yeah.
but I don't remember.
Okay, hungover, watching that commercial is the worst possible thing ever. I'll take anything. That was the worst. And, of course, it was during the Rose Parade, so that commercial's going on over and over again. We completely went off from Walmart. We got anything else we want to say about this story?
I'm just impressed with how Pringles can hold liquid. Like that's really what I've learned
Right?
from this situation.
And then I started thinking maybe this individual has like a whole cupboard with of empty Pringles cans, or Pringles, containers. Like, I'm going to use these as cups. I mean, you're still going to have that greasy. All right, moving on. Next question is going to be the topic of geography. What Central American country's top tourist destination is its barrier reef, home to the Great Blue Hole, made famous by Jacques Cousteau in 1970. Once again, what Central American country's top tourist destination is its barrier reef, home to the Great Blue Hole, made famous by Jacques Cousteau in 1970. We'll be back in a few minutes with the answer.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took to me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the... Hey, you make me a believer, believer. Hey, break me down, you turn me a believer, believer. Let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my time, it came from. Hey, you make me a believer, believer. Third things turns and a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the crowd, building my rain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings, they would drown, but they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke open and rained down, it rained down like... Hey, you make me a believer, believer. Hey, break me down, you turn me a believer, believer. Let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my time, it came from. Hey, you make me a believer, believer. Last things last, by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke open and rained down. It rained down like...
I want to stop. We can't.
Central American country's top tourist destination is its barrier reef, home to the Great Blue Hole, made famous by Jacques Cousteau in 1970. Dan, Greg, Todd, any guesses?
Go ahead, Todd.
I've
been there, so I know it.
I was going to say, geography, I don't know.
I'm right there with you, man. Yeah, me and John pretty no-go.
How do you guys feel about the song? Nothing? Nothing got from the song, I take it? I mean, it's a rough one, okay? Because the song was Imagine Dragons with Believer. Because Believe is so close to the correct answer of Belize.
Yep.
Can you believe that?
Oh, God.
Oh,
That
I know,
was-
it's bad, right?
That was bad.
It's bad, but, I mean, come on now. I mean, that right there says, hey, Ozzy, say me right now. I mean, it was like personified in my head. It came to me. It was a muse. I'm sorry, Dan. What?
Are you trying to get an America's Funniest Home Videos gig?
Oh,
with that
no,
joke?
no. Can you just, I mean, these are questions, these are songs. I'm just trying to make a connection between the two, all right? I don't write these questions. These are questions provided by the great company Sunset Trivia. Thank you,
works.
Rich. It works. Thank you. That's all I'm looking for. It works.
Wow.
Now, oh, come on, Greg. You have told me worse jokes than that.
Oh, I have.
How dare
I have.
you?
That's why I'm especially impressed with how bad.
You should be pleased. You should be saying good job.
Deep
All
down.
right.
Deep down, yeah.
So this next story, it's a good story. Nobody's being stupid. Nobody has, well, I mean, there's cops involved, but in a good way. Check this out. This is in Roxborough, North Carolina. A woman celebrating her 100th birthday wished to be sent to jail in handcuffs. That was her birthday wish. So police showed up to the Cambridge Hills Assisted Living Center, which is where she lives, and they cuffed her to her walker, and they were playfully taking her away, and she even, like, pretended to fight back, kicking one of the officers, and he joked back saying, hey, don't kick me, I've got a bad knee. And she replies with, I got 2 bad knees. Reading that line, like, literally made me laugh out loud, and the only thing I could imagine would be better, I pray that this happened at least once, is that she used the term copper. Like, because I only imagine, I got 2 bad knees, copper, what are you going to do, huh?
Take me to the Who's Cow?
Take me to the Who's Cow. Like,
Well, she was around for it.
Well, you know they weren't L.A. cops, because if she kicked the officer, she would have got beat down.
yeah, it is Roxborough, North Carolina. I think it'd be surprising to find somebody in Los Angeles that wished to be taken to jail. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think I wanted to have a good story because, like, like the other 2 stories involve somebody getting drunk, also getting drunk, but I mean, being stupid and eating half the cake, right? So I just wanted a good story that we could that's a feel-good story. Like, I love that story.
So
Yeah, nothing like old ladies going to jail that makes you feel good.
No, it was their wish, Greg. It was a
I
birthday
know.
wish that was fulfilled. That was the heart. That was the meat of the story. I'm sorry, Todd. Did you have something?
yeah, I was gonna say I thought the first 2 stories were just something I could relate to.
Well, that's actually a fair point.
You think she followed prison protocol and, like, shanked the big dog in the jail?
Oh,
day
not
one?
the big dog.
Not the big. No,
Okay, you know what? Each segment we have like Roman Reigns references, and there is just the Kevin Smith bottom of the can. Like or not Kevin, but the Dante from Clerks. Like I get it. Like I just happen to look like any like stocky or thicker dude that has like a goatee and thick hair. Whatever. I get it. Okay, like you guys trying to sneak it in. It's cool. Whatever. It's for fun. Whatever. I'm not angry. They look like me. Well, I don't look like Dante, or rather, I look like he was wailed. Wow. I'm short-circuiting, kind of, before this last question. You guys ready for this last question?
Yes.
Yes.
If you can get it out.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. It's going to be a combination topic, astronomy and history. What was the name of the space shuttle used for the 135th and last mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program? that launched on July 8th, 2011. Once again, what was the name of the space shuttle used for the 135th and last mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program that launched on July 8th, 2011? Now, before I throw to this next song, I just want to preface it by saying this is the song. It's really fun. It's going to be of a popular song that most everybody should know, or probably most everybody knows, but it's done in the style of an 80s cartoon. So we'll be back in a few minutes with the answer. What was the name of the space shuttle used for the 135th and last mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program that launched on July 8th, 2011? Greg, Dan, Todd, any guesses?
I do not know this one.
Apollo 18.
You know, you'd think I'd know this since it's in my backyard. NASA's back here, but I think this is going to be your yard, Ozzy.
Oh, man. Alrighty. So, song I had was the theme in the 80s cartoon version by Retro Crowd, the theme to Game of Thrones, because this show was the big break for Jason Momoa, who also played Aquaman, who is the king of Atlantis.
Ooh,
Atlantis being the correct... Okay. All right. We get the Roman Reigns references. Fantastic. We're close to WrestleMania. Why not, right? Why not?
We're close.
We
We're
can
close.
switch to...
All right.
So how did the taping go, Ozzy?
Okay. Thanks, Todd. I can't answer that.
I have a bone to pick with this, though. The big break, I'm going to say, was Stargate Atlantis.
Oh my God! Shut up, Dan. No one watched that nerd stuff.
What just happened?
Hey, yo. No, that was a brilliant show.
That was.
Oh God.
Not even his first trip to Atlantis, Todd. That
Okay,
was
do you
the
know what
whole
the big?
story.
Do you know what?
Atlanta. I don't even remember that.
Exactly. Do you know what big break means, Dan? Something people watch. No offense, y'all, but yeah.
That was a great show.
Okay,
A
Dan, it has
franchise.
nothing. It does not speak of the quality. It would not be his big break. No one ever said, "Oh, I got my big break on Stargate Atlantis." Get the.
See, and that line right there makes me genuinely crack up. Like, I got my big break on Stargate Atlantis because it doesn't. I mean, the fact that you're laughing organically about it indicates that Todd's right. Unfortunately.
I could have said Baywatch Hawaii, but I would consider
You're really burying your case. You know that, right?
Stargate Atlantis. I'm
Because
still sticking
I'm
with
telling
that.
you, they were like, you know, we're looking for someone to play Aquaman. Let's throw on some Stargate Atlantis reruns.
How do you know, Todd? I bet you anything. invoke Atlantis themes.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
going to say they cast him exactly because of that.
If Fred Dreyer ended up one of like the villains, I may give you credit, but no.
Okay, so how about this? Ladies and gentlemen listening here, if you would like to check out Stargate Atlantis streaming somewhere, good luck finding it, because I have a feeling you probably won't find it, but maybe, like so many things are buying up all sorts of properties right now, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this first episode of KFWF Radio featuring weird news and trivia with Todd, Greg, and Dan. And I'm your host, Ozzy V. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you next week, and for joining us, thank you. And in our hearts, you are all good enough.
Hello, baby. Wow, U.S. time. Grade A, step guaranteed. Greasy